evening. How's everyone doing? It's Black Spring with Autumn here on your Monday, or we're a breath away, almost, or a few breaths away from a Tuesday. And I just had some thoughts for you guys. Um, because like anything, you have to give you have to give things life in order for them to take legs or take flight. I mean, what is it? That thing that you push against is also the thing that lifts you up. Eventually that thing that you push against, it will lift you up. And as you notice, I just kind of throw in I'm just thinking there's all kinds of illusions. And I'm just thinking about, okay, I'm talking about TRUMP right now. Okay. TRUMP. Okay, because I don't know, because to me this is all that's what's happening. You got an extended metaphor full of illusions that are about to come out, and it's happening. I'm seeing it on social media. I'm saying that social media is a source, is a credible source, but they talk about illusions all the time. And then I mean, I've just heard a very specific. I mean, whether there's no, regardless of whether there's some, whether there's a level of truth to it or whether there's a level of stereotype behind it. Some people are kind of trying to correlate. They're trying, like, let me say, quote, the Black community or the African American community. I mean, some people love politics more than they love actual some level of freedom. They do. And now I heard something in which I don't know who this guy was. Maybe he's purportedly a rapper himself. But he basically, he kind of came out and paraphrasing. This guy comes out and he says, "Oh, well, the Democrats, they've kind of push crime on the Black community, and and associated, Trump's been associated with that, and they also brought rappers to the White House, and it was, oh, this is the worst, the best thing they could have done." And I'm just thinking these illusions are, to me, it's another form of illusion. Will it bode well for political reasons? I don't know. I don't know. But people are really they're invested in this situation, and it's so wild. I know, it's like entitled this stream mugSH, swing swing. Hi, Marty Lauderdale. So I'm just saying that it's, to me, is there. Well, everybody, the Democrats are overplaying their hand, and uh I just I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to be part of that system and you're going to play the game, keep playing the game, you better damn well hope that it buys the believers and the people that've got their feet on the ground and they don't go to sleep to dream that we can endure what the hell comes next. But I think that people are going to be used to create illusions politically, but in the end, what are you going to end up with? Hi, Marty Lauderdale and Melinda. Hope you guys are doing well. So yeah, I just had these thoughts. I mean, I like the idea of somebody. I don't. I kind of. It's kind of a point of. I find that quote the Black community, quote and quote, African Americans can be used in this system in so many ways, on so many low level ways, that the Democrats and the Republicans, they're not, when it comes to propaganda and illusions, they're really not that much different. You've got, okay, so now So it seems that the guy that I saw, this is just randomly on social media, but really the Democrats and the Republicans can use blacks in very similar ways. The Democrats are going to use they'll use blacks and the entertainment, that industry, to promote blacks for their agenda. And now it seems that what the conservatives and the Republicans will do the same thing. So now the black community is of the black community has some, they're going to be, validated because they're going to be validated because the Democrats have pushed crime on the black community, and the White House has had rappers. They've invited rappers to the White House. I'm saying you're still being you're being played. You're getting manipulated. You're still getting manipulated, and for the and what's the ultimate goal here? Everybody's, they got, I'm seeing on the conservative ilk, oh, Trump 2024, rapper Beefcake is is already rapping about Trump 24. And then but when you think about Trump's profile and Trump's history, he was getting a nod. I can recognize, yeah, he was getting a nod in the 90s from rappers. But when that wasn't viable anymore, I guess when, once the Democrats, or once whoever realized they couldn't really make that work, you know, you kind of lost. It just seems that the black community just loses, whether it's through the entertainment industry. They lose their, it's a depreciation. You got to lose in order to play these games in politics. You got to be depreciated before you can get some morsel of value. And it's a cycle, is what I'm saying. It's a cycle. Let's see. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Let me read some comments here. Oh yeah, yeah, I hear you, Joseph. You said, yeah, I don't really care for the word community myself, but it's overused and it's manipulated as well. But what I'm saying, they're going to. I've said this before. It's politicians. We live in a narcissistic world. You're going to be on both sides of this red and blue team stuff. You're going to be triangulated and manipulated, and there's always going to be that trauma bond. There's a trauma bond, it seems, between, I always say, or I've heard people say, this is not of my own, the enemy knows us by our pain and not our name. But no, they don't know your name until they can use your pain, and vice versa. So we can kind of, those two are kind of interchangeable or can be flipped. But what I'm saying is the result is the same. You're just a supply, whether you want to refer to yourself as the blacks or African Americans or rappers. We're all just a part of the supply, and they need a multitude of supply for their harem garage, the people's harem garage, when it comes to politics and to furthering the agenda. They don't really care who they have to use to get it. But, and everybody, well, we just need to make sure that these people go out and they vote like they say. Here again. Hey, but I'm fine with it. Leave the people to their illusions. Leave the people to their illusions. You do what you need to do. But I'm just saying that for those that are believers, and realize that this system is their system and is not of the creator, that this is not, that you know what it is that you have to endure to the end, and that's what you need to do. I mean, I think the illusions are somewhat entertaining, but it also, I mean, you have people that just want to play the game. I don't know whether they're freedom lovers or they just want to play the game. They just want to support a team. They just want, or they just bandwagon team members of the red or the blue. But I know the outcome is similar. The outcome is going to be the same. And as if you ask me, I think whatever image that's put forth for 2024, whatever the prevailing figure is or figurehead is, they know they need that person to push this new world order agenda. They know they want whoever's going to be able to sell it the best. The best salesman is going to win this. The best manipulator, the best triangulator. That's who's going to win. So I'm just saying, because as I'm going to shout out to Mr. Pearson, we do live in, what is it? This is a time of deception. So we can't even trust everything that we see, much less, it's just, that's getting deeper. That's getting deeper. The deception has gotten deeper, and there's shades to deception. And they know that they'll use the entertainment industry. Oh, Trump's got a mugshot. And then you see these stupid social media pictures or videos of, oh, Trump's going through you see that motorcade that just came through the black community, and they got people in the back on, free Trump, free Trump. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is, if it weren't so, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. It's seasons and cycles. Hey, whatever season they're in is where you're gonna, whatever season is in who's gonna benefit the most from the quote black community, the black voting bloc. Shout out to Joseph Francis Burton. That's how that's gonna go. Whoever they can get the most mileage out of. That's where it's gonna go. But there's manipulation for you. That manipulation and that triangulation is available on both sides of the red and blue team. It really is. I don't care. I'm just saying, they draw these fine lines between. That's why I don't trust any of these industries, these entertainers, these politicians, the actors, the entertainers, the politicians, the actors, entertainers. These people all go to they're from the same school. They are masters of illusions. But you got people buying in hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't if they don't go through some type of, like people say, media train. Oh, how about psychological? How about the psychological? Uh, there's got to be some type of psychological awareness training as well. They know what codes to punch, what buttons to push. They know. They mine your psychological. They mine you all the time. And they know when it's your season, they know what to pull out, because they try to keep you on that. They try to bring you back to that original illusion. They know if they can bring you back to that original illusion of your pain and your trauma is what keeps you trauma bonded to them. But unless you know who you are, you won't be taken in by it. So let's see who's all here. I appreciate you guys so much for coming out. Let's see. Marty Lauderdale, shout out to you. Oh my gosh, freedom cities. And see, that's what I'm thinking, that, what is it? The destruction of all these climate change situations. I think that's gonna bring that's where your birth of the freedom cities are gonna be giving birth to. It's almost like a total mocking of the mocking. It's like they're doing their own revelation right now. The global agenda. They're destroying the world by fire so they can rebirth, so they can bring you rebirth it in their own image. And there comes your freedom city. I mean, what is it? Maui? Is that on the verge of being a freedom city? What else? Help us out. I'm just saying, it's like all the script mocks the creator. It mocks the word. It mocks the covenant. Hey, it's all been done before. But I'm just saying we're dealing with illusions, and it's getting deeper. You just watch people sink in the illusions, and they're in the vein, and they know what vein to pump you to do it in. They realize that they can pump that they can get a lot of vitals out of black pain or black pain, black plight, black entertainment. That's all on a season and cycle. In fact, I'm really I will be so glad when this whole thing is over. I will be so glad when it's over. It's to me, this is not even a it's not it's it doesn't even it just doesn't even have the illusion has lost its steam, it has, like, if it hasn't, I don't know what you're looking at. I don't. And that's not for and listen, I say this without any braggadocio, or I'm not trying to make myself feel good about anything. I'm aware that people that are on this channel are the people that are, they're trying to think outside the box. They know that everything that we see is not what it seems, and they're not going to buy in. They're not buying into any promise made from or by man. No, they're not. So, like, I don't know, I mean, do you guys actually think that people are going to turn over? Like, some people are just not going to go for it. We know that all of this stuff can be manipulated. We know that the voting, I mean, who actually trusts? I mean, can you actually trust voting statistics after 2020? Or even go back to, I mean, and then what happened in 2020 caused people to question the 4 years before that. And then you can question before that. And before you know it, it's kind of like the TNT dynamite. Hi, Mr. Lines. How are you? Since they ain't even hiding it now, it's too obvious. Luna says these fires all look the same now. Paradise, California, Canyon, Maui. Oh, yeah. Marty Lauderdale says, me neither, or me neither. I don't trust any of them. Yeah, it's all they. Yeah, they just. Ronan, 22, Ronan. I mean, look at this economy, for crying out loud. We're about to me, this next bubble that's about to come. I mean, people are already they're going to be we're going to be picking up the pieces for the doom on the clock. The doomsday clock is the implosion of all of this. I mean, to me, you've already had one doomsday. Like, to me, 2020 was, to me, kind of the beginning of the doomsday part one. But this next round, I was talking, if you guys didn't catch the stream last night, the industry knows you're not going to get the truth from these illusionists, these masters of illusions. You got an economy that's in the dump. You have, allegedly, which I've read, a couple of the reports, you got your car industry. What's the average car payment right now? And insurance is up. The average car note is up. There's a guy named John Williams. He talked about how many people had, all the PPP loans and all the fraud and all the money that was circulating in 2020. A lot of people went out and got these cars, And I guess some of them by now, I don't know, they can't really afford the car payments. So the repo demand is high. I'm not sure. There was some statistics out about, but it was a couple like 2 million cars last year. Something like 2 million cars were repoed, and now Ford has applied for a patent for semi-autonomous repos and fully autonomous repossessions. I don't hear anybody talk. I'm sorry, folks. That's a lot to come back from. That's a lot. So it like to me, it's almost like you got two agendas going. You got the World Economic Forum. You own nothing and be happy. Okay, you start with your apartments. You start and the rent. Oh my gosh, we did a lot of this on. If you didn't check out, I'm not going to relive all of that, replay all of that. If you check out the stream from yesterday, I think I was on 3 times yesterday. I think I was on 3 times. That last one was on the. I called it Lego my repo. I don't know. I'm throwing a little bit of a nod to the Lego My Ego. You guys remember that Eggo waffles? Those are still in your grocer's freezer section. So I don't know. Maybe this will inspire somebody to go out and buy some waffles. Lego My Repo. Hey, I want to do my repo in my own style. If I'm gonna repo, I'm gonna do it in my own style. But before it says, no, you're not. No. So I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody going on a weekend excursion and all of a sudden they go back to the vehicle to get something and the vehicle is MIA? I'm saying, but hey, there's risk in that. But I'm just saying. But yeah, Lego My Repo was inspired by Lego My Ego waffle. Okay, I don't know. Like I said, I'm from that time. I enjoyed my Ego waffles back then, and every now and then and every now and then, I'll buy them. I mean, we ended up figuring out how to turn. We ended up going semi homemade. You know, my parents didn't have any money, but we just hey, if you could get some Lego waffles, Eggo, I said Lego waffles, some Eggo waffles. Hey, look, here, listen, let me tell you how you do it. How we went and said buy a homemade. We ended up doing. we ended up. We would take. We would take the Eggo waffles and we would put whipped cream or was it whipped cream or whipped cream in between the waffle, and we would put strawberries. We'd kind of like stuff the waffle, try to make it a we tried to make it like stack it up and make it, make it a treat. But yeah, and I know I'm going off topic here, but every now and then you got that age, that generation, we appreciated that frozen semi-homemade strawberry shortcake that you were going to make out of those Eggo waffles. And I'm sorry, I almost called them Lego waffles. So yeah, you can, get creative, with those Eggo waffles. But that's how that's how it was. That was, you know, you eat we eat what we like, or you ate what you like at that time. But yeah, that's where my Lego my repo. I don't know. People be even more creative with the who knows? I tell you what, just as creative as I was with those Eggo waffles, when you start being creative with Lego my repo, you might say, well, if they're gonna autonomously repo my vehicle, people might just start unplugging the batteries. Like they they might just start shutting down. They might just say, well, hey, they can do all things they want from the from the actual dealership or from the actual repo return or the system. But if I unplug this battery, my car won't be going anywhere. And then here's the other point they went so far as to say, hey, even if your car is not even worth that much money, they're still gonna activate that semi repo or that self-autonomous repo. And if your car is not worth that much money and it's already super depreciated in value, guess what? That semi-autonomous or that full autonomous repo will take that vehicle to the salvage junkyard. Amazing, right? Hey, it's Information Man Show. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. It was nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, but can you imagine if your vehicle is psh, depreciated? Like, of course, that's one of the worst investments we can make. We all know that, car ownership. But can you imagine if your car is what are you gonna do? Lego your repo? You're gonna go in and check that blue book, that Kelly Blue Book value on that repo, and you're gonna say, hey, they might try to repo and send this thing to the junkyard, but I'll go out. You'll have some people that'll go out and turn and unattach the battery. They'll turn the electrical system off and see if they'll Lego my repo with a battery that's been unplugged. I mean, I'm saying people are just gonna get more creative. But without power, you won't be able to. I don't know how autonomous it can be without power. Or maybe they'll make the vehicle where you can't even get to the power source. They'll make it where the batteries, they can't even be changed without the actual, without said whatever pieces from the dealerships. I'm just saying. Marty Lauderdale says, Autumn, I have to catch up on your last video. Yes, I've been doing a lot of these rant slash videos showing people's view on inflation. But this is an administration, they won't even admit that there's any inflation going on. Like, what's the definition of inflation? Or at least a stagnant economy. I mean, you can't get anything. And when I see Karine Jean Pierre, all she does is one ups the whole situation. Oh, well, we're so great. Look, we're at the beginning. We did this. President did this and this and this that those at the beginning, and the Build Back Better plan and the Inflation Act is the Inflation Reduction Act, and it's just, I'm telling you, it gets to be a lot. Joseph Francis Burton comes in hot with a nobody can ignore the $4 gas. No, they can't. And then Joseph also says, just put your smart car on blocks at night. Well, listen, I'm telling you, in certain places, at nighttime, they might put that thing. Can you imagine people, if they're trying to control that autonomous repo, putting the vehicle on blocks before they go to bed and putting it back on blocks while it's at work to stop that autonomous repo and unplugging that battery. But I'm telling you, this is a sign of, like, things are really on the implosion is real. And I think they know, because with all these disasters, the insurances are going up. Every type of insurance is going to go up. So it's like they're pushing you out. They're pushing you into compliance. We talk about anticipatory obedience. They anticipate people will, without resources or with people having to choose between what resources that they're going to keep, people are going to be obedient just voluntarily. You'll be forced into it. Let's see. Joseph Francis Burton says, if you miss your payment, put your car on jack lifts at night. Oh my gosh, where's Anarchy Television when we need them? We need Anarchy Television technology for those people who will be subject to semi autonomous repos and fully autonomous self autonomous repos. What do we need? A Faraday cage? We need. Oh wow, what a deal! You guys are making me laugh. And Mr. Line says, and pushing people to rob banks. And Joseph Francis Bird says the iRepo, the iRepo app will get your tires spinning all night, but it will be yours. And see, that's gonna open up a whole nother market. I'm telling. Listen, this is Blacksburg with auto. We not only we create jobs around here. That's a whole nother mechanic. That's a whole new shade tree mechanic, so to speak. The Lego My Repo mechanic. You're gonna need the ingenuity of that Lego My Repo mechanic to rescue your car or to keep that semi-autonomous or that autonomous repo at bay. Joseph says, "Do these late night rehabs help you sleep?" Hey, this is keep. Hey, it's getting interesting now. I'm just. Hey, it's definitely. I'm going to say some dopaminergic satisfaction going on here. But yeah, but we're talking about, and not to mention the semi-autonomous. Let's just briefly. I was talking about the semi-autonomous repo. You'll be now that's your car is going to start making all these crazy noises. Your air conditioner might go out. Your power windows might go out. Can you imagine? You're riding along in triple degree weather, and all of a sudden, because the person hasn't paid their car note in 60 days or plus, and all of a sudden you're driving around in the cool and you're all your climat is under control in the car in triple digit weather in Arizona, or you're driving through the desert. Imagine fleeing California and going through the desert, going through New Mexico, going through Arizona, and all of a sudden that triple digit weather, that air conditioner goes out in that semi-autonomous repo. Can you imagine? But I'm telling you, and I see the other thing is I'm just beginning. Is it gonna be worse by the zip code? Are you gonna pay? The self autonomous or the semi self autonomous repos gonna be worse if you're going whether you're going east or west? If you're coming from California, it's probably gonna be they're gonna make your self autonomous repo hell on wheels. Literally hell on wheels. Can you imagine your car just starts making what did they compared it to Jim Carrey? The Jim Carrey making the most annoying noise in the world. You know they always give that nod to their that nod and that mock to you from Hollywood. It's like we're being laughed at. We're being laughed at through the movies. The laughter man is laughing at you. He made a bigger joke out of you than any movie that he made. I'm just saying, and I'm just saying it's gonna, as I say, a friend of mine says you have to laugh to keep the tears back. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are gonna get desperate, and the desperation is already setting in because the cost of living is unsustainable on the book end, and not to mention the implosion of illegals going on. But I tell you what, that cool air is coming, and I don't know how that will affect what's actually going on. But after all, the red and blue team system will go on, and then somebody will go on, hey, I know, let's drop the gas prices. Make everybody think they're actually doing something without actually doing anything. Oh my gosh, Ronan says they took my car back to the manufacturer for scrap. They recycled it. He said, it's not that BSWA, it's the thinking behind it. And Marty comes in. She says, "Everyone with newer cars with all the jazzy electronics, please make sure you have a window brake tool in case exactly in case of an accident or a fire. Doors or windows can lock you inside." Yes. What if they call? What if they misnomer your vehicle for somebody else's vehicle being, delinquent in payment? I think that could go wrong, go bad in a lot of ways. Especially, people will be suing them if they've got children in their vehicles or elderly people they're transporting, and all of a sudden, oh, we're getting semi that Lego my repo. The repo man. We got a digital repo man to deal with. We got fake food. We've got homelessness. To me, tent cities. I don't know. Are tent cities going to be? I don't know. Will tent cities be allowed in the smart cities? Or I don't know. I just think that they're going to tamp down on how far you can go pretty soon. You're not going to worry. They're going to get rid of all your problems. You're not going to even need a car. You're not even going to need it. But yeah, I did entitle this stream mug sh splat splat. Now you can change that however you want. You could do consonant vowel consonant all you want. However you want to do it. However you want to put that ending on it. But I'm telling you, it's the same. The same illusion's going to come out of it. Now, believe me. Believe that. And then, I don't know the amount of surveillance. I tell you, these newer cars, they're probably going to be creepy as heck. We did an AI stream as well. So I would say, as they say, you might go two or three streams deep, and you will see how the healthcare industry is even adjusting to AI. And both of these both of these wings of birds have written legislation for uh, AI. AI Bill of Rights. They purported. I don't know where that is. The AI civil rights. I'm telling you, they're about to erase human beings. We're about to be extinct on paper and in reality pretty soon. Pretty soon. The Samoan Watchman. How are you? 22 Ronan says, "Oh, the car got gas now." Wait, Joseph Francis Burton comes in with a hot leaving your kid in the car as a iRepo insurance. Well, hey, I didn't even think about that. They've got to give it back. They've got to bring that vehicle back if they leave that kid. See, some of these twisted people that leave kids in the car in the summertime, that's a trend. I've seen it in the South. I've seen it many times. A mom will go to work and she'll leave her kid in a hot car, which is quite cruel. She'll leave her kid in a hot car and then gets reported to DHR. Well, how about yeah, you're right on. They'll parlay that into saving the repo. Lego my repo. You know why? Because my kid's in the back. Not leaving the kid in the hot car. But you're gonna put that people will put their kids in jeopardy just so they can get that repo back. Just saying. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that stream was check out the Lego My Repo. And I tell you, the title was inspired by Ego waffles. Okay, Lego my ego is where that came from. So it's like whoever gets to the toaster first, and who could be the most creative. And you're gonna need that Lego my repo mechanic. That's gonna be a whole industry. They're creating a whole new industry. Like I said, can you imagine being at work? A job that you need to take in this quite your commute is an hour 45 minutes, a 45-minute commute, and then your car gets either semi-autonomously repoed or it gets fully autonomously repoed. Can you imagine? Because hey, you've already moved back home, and that's all. Now that's kind of one of the only bills you have because you're trying to cut costs down, right? Because that car insurance is crazy expensive. What do they say? The average new car payment is like what, $800? I don't know. Check the stats, guys. Let me know. But check out the Lego My Repo. I think driver.com, cardriver.com one of the sources on that. But it's Ford. Ford has applied for that patent. And you better believe the rest of them will follow. But what other patents are they applying for that they don't tell us about? What other technologies are these car makers and industries going to apply for? I mean, and here I am again. I'm making light of the situation. But Henry Ford, I think he was all about making it more affordable and getting families into cars. But I don't know if he had the autonomous and semi-autonomous repo in mind. I don't know. I don't even know if he would recommend these people using their kids as insurance for that Lego My Repo tactic. The Samoan Watchman says Callie about to get a major repo job. All gas guzzler. Hey, Samoan comes in also with, remember when there was the whole turn in your gas guzzler love 12 years ago. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. How well did that go? But I'm gonna tell you, somebody brought a shout out to, what's it, that Megan McGlover she made a post about when the power goes out and the lights go out. Don't come ask us guzzling lovers for a ride. Don't come around here. Oh my god. Joseph says, I keep getting Lego My Ego confused with legs. Legs was a brand. Oh, yeah, I know about. Hey, those legs are still nice quality for the money. Hey, those legs will go a long way. What, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with those legs. Even through a few ruins, they still, the silky ones. Oh my gosh, Joseph Francis Burton, you just take me down the you just take me down the rabbit hole. It says the legs was a brand of pantyhose that my mom used to buy. They came in an egg-shaped container. Yep, they did. Now that was a little bit chic, right? But now they've gone back to just the plain cardboard ones. Joseph Francis Burke. Just FYI, just if you want to know how they were doing in this market in these times, they went from chic eggshell shaped legs to just cardboard milk carton shaped legs. Nothing beats a gray pair of legs. This is just have a little bit of midnight therapy with the mug sh splat splat, however you want a consonant vowel consonant there. Oh, the Samoan Watchman says, I remember that egg thing. Joseph says, my first car was a 1962 Ford Comet. I bought it used for $100 in 1980. It was definitely not a smart car, but had a good ashtray and a radio. Woo! Hey, that you're giving me. There you go. Yeah. Ronan, what are you saying? He says, don't play with my money, customer. At PSWA, that was so rude. Hey, I'm telling you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for humoring me on this. But I'm just saying. So for those of you that are just coming in, I started out talking about the mug sh to the splat splat, however you want to end it in that word there. Um, Talking about how social media is selling these illusions now that, the black community the Democrats have always pushed drugs on the black community, and they've also had a history of invited rappers to the rappers to the White House, and it could all, it's the worst mistake they could have made. And rapper, Honey Nut Bezio is already endorsed Trump with a 2024, hit. And I'm just thinking, here we go again. The quote, black community is now back in season on the right side of the red team. I'm just saying, just pay attention to the illusions. We're looking at illusions tonight. We're looking at technology. We're talking, go back and check out the previous streams. What is it? Healthcare AI coming in. They're going to be able to stand and lift your grandma with AI. Japan has thrown its hat into the ring. The AI prize ring, it is. They're going to be that robot's going to be able to stand and lift your grandma. They've damn near got an emotional support animal that pretty much mimics you. This stuff is bizarre. This AI stuff, I don't want it anywhere near me. So there's this stuffed animal. I forgot what they call it. Just go back and watch the stream. You got to pet it, and it's like the more you pet it, somehow the thing becomes more like you. That's like a voodoo doll or something, right? Is that possession? You can possess an inanimate object and call it AI. Somebody help me out with this. Somebody help me out with it. Samoan Watchman says my first car was a Ford Tempo. I remember the Ford Tempos. He said, I remember they broke into my car, started it, then they changed their mind and left it there. Hey, that sounds like a Lego my repo. That's no offense. That sounds like a Lego my repo attempt. They were trying to repo they were trying to stack your trying to get your car, but we've got a whole new market coming out right now. Not to worry that your car won't be autonomously repoed if you shut down the battery and whatnot. Put it on, what did they say? What did you guys say? Put it on bricks after work, and when you get to work, you have to take the wheels off and unplug the battery. Then how's that vehicle going to make it back to the dealership? How's that vehicle going to make it back to a repo unit or station? But you know what? Like I said, they went a step further. They were like, we got all bases covered in that article. They say even if your car has depreciated quite a bit and you have made that payment, they're gonna autonomously repo it and take it right to the salvage junkyard. They're gonna get they're gonna get whatever they can get. They're gonna take the windows out, take the power window motors out of your car. They're gonna do all that business. And not to mention, if it gets semi repoed, you might be riding along and with the windows up and get no air conditioning. Or it might just start making annoying noises. Can you imagine that you cannot operate this vehicle without your power windows being locked, your air conditioner not working, or it's just making some annoying cringe noise that you don't even want to finish your destination? Or that you need to you might turn the radio up loud. Turn the radio up loud just to finish the trip. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for hey, we've turned this mug splat splat. Hey, we had a mug SH splat splat consonant vowel consonant for everybody tonight. Everybody got their chance to be creative on this one. Linda says my first car was a Pacer. I loved my fishbowl. Mr. Line says, I had a Ford Laser for my first car. I could start it with almost any key. You guys are too much fun. Hey, Joseph asked me if this is some type of you know good night special for me. Hey, in these times, it's laughter is still a good therapy. But as I say, my bottom line is we've got to be able to endure to the end, no matter what illusions we're dealing with. No matter who they say your community is in season, your block, your voter block is in season. No matter how many mug splats they come up with, no matter what they come up with. Samoan says, I once got repoed. I got my your suburban repoed. I came down the stairs and the driver got so scared he offered me a job. Nice. There you go. He says, stay away from the new cars. Oh, hey, that's a word to the wise. That's a, as they say, what is it that they say? That's a whole word. That's a whole word. If you guys didn't hear it, let me say it louder for the people in the back. Stay away from the new cars. Yeah, we talked about this before on the show about some of these standards. Some of the I forgot what there was there legislation out there about the cars that were made in a certain year? They're going to be surveilled, or basically they're going to be able to get your blood alcohol level and everything. You guys know that Progressive has this little device. What is it? The shot. What do they call that device? That they want you to attach this little device to your vehicle, and you get a discount on your car insurance. But guess what? If you hit that brake, whether you stop it for a squirrel or for running over that child's bike in the driveway, they're probably going to raise your rates up. I'm telling you, these people are going to do whatever they want to do. And they're going to do it under the auspices of safety and convenience. That's what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. But I think, what is it? Is it Snap? Is it called Snap at Progressive? If you sign up to let them to let them monitor your vehicle during operation, during operation, during your renewal period, you're going to get, if you hit that brake for any reason, even if it was to avoid a mud puddle or something, I don't know what your bill will end up being like, because a snapshot. That snapshot is going to be that snapshot's going to be like a panoramic. It's going to feel like panoramic, not a snapshot. It will not. We love the humor. You're just raw humor and talent there, Simone Watchman, with that one. You breaking us all up. Um, but yeah, you're if you get the snapshot, I think they will get you for whatever they think. Well, they said, based on the amount of time, the speed you were going, and it doesn't matter if it was a pothole that you were trying to avoid, or if it was raining that day. Your rates are gonna go up, but they'll give you a discount if you agree to be surveilled. To me, that's a level of surveillance. Also, I think if your hands free, they're gonna pay you for being, if you've already got the technology in the iPhone already, that crash. Was it the 14? The crash detection? If you don't answer your phone within so many rings, they're gonna call the first responders for you. Not to mention the snapshot. If you even touch your phone, if you touch your phone in any shape, fashion, or form, then that's going to be added to your snapshot. They're going to say we went from a snapshot to a mugshot. Come on, that's why we're here tonight. We're doing mugSH, consonant, vowel, consonant, whatever. Mugshot, snapshot. What shot? What kind of shots can you give us? So yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know, like Progressive. That's what they're doing, but these rates are up. 2 million what was it estimated, like 2 million repos last year. So I don't know what do you guys want in your shot? I don't know. I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. Mr. Line says, might have to go back to the phones with the snake game. What is it? The dumb phone? Where does anybody know where you can find just a dumb phone that's just gonna? Does anybody have any phones from the '90s or the 2000s, and how are those phones working out for you? There you go. Samoan says you got to get your jabbers in order to operate a vehicle soon. Coming to a theater near you. You got that. You better know what to say. As my friend said, that's it. That's gonna be the next shot, right? We're on. We're not on just. We're not just mug shotting. We're not just snapshotting. We are. We're getting all the shots in. I really appreciate it because this is after a long day. I just had some thoughts about of course, people are finding, they're making a few bucks off of the Trump mugshot. I'm not going to say Trump. I'm just going to say Trump, Trump. I've seen this guy that has an NIGGAs for Trump. I thought that was hilarious. He says, we're just going to say NIGGAs for Trump. I'm telling you, this stuff on social media will give you life if nothing else. It's a playground, but it gives you life. Gives you a little bit of life on there. Marty Lauderdale says, I have no desire for these new vehicles surveilling our every move. Creepy on a stick. There you go. And then Samoa Watchman says, oh my goodness, that song, shots, 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 shots. Wow. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I have like, well, I tell you what, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this one up. And I want to thank you guys so much for coming in. Shout out to Marty Lauderdale, Melinda, Joseph Francis Burton, Mr. Lines. I look forward to seeing you guys. Samoan Watchman. You guys are the absolute best. But check out those videos. Lego My Repo. The one before that goes, there's probably about 3 videos from the weekend, from Friday through Sunday. AI, you get all that in there. You get all the bang for your buck. Ronan, 22 Ronan, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And shout out always to the class of CV19 or in the CV 2020. You guys know who you are. You've been hanging in there with us for a long time. And until then, keep a watch on you. Keep your Lego My Repo in check. Have a great evening or morning. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Good night and blessings. And you guys hang in there. Keep your armor on.